What it do, surprise Shawty queen. So, Happy New Year. I pray that everybody is in good spirits today and that you had a good time last night. I did bring the New Year in alone, but I wasn't alone. It just only felt right to be like still with God. So that's what I did. I prayed, I reflected, I sang, I had like a little party by myself. And that's what the night was. I thanked him, cried. So I do have a number of things to tell y'all. I prayed a bit before I start recording, and I always pray that anything I release would be what his children need, and that it would be him and not me, especially when I know I'm like heavy in my feelings, right? So in true Megan fashion, we are going to empty the clip. And I kind of want to start with this. I have been, back taking my faith walk serious for some time now, and I know my different type of cries now. I used to didn't know. Whether it's release, whether it's breakthrough, whether I'm feeling somebody else's sadness, or whether it's warfare. So one thing I will say is, with everything going on, I have been internalizing a lot of the warfare. I haven't been having all of the release that I need, which is going to bring me to a dream I had on Friday morning, and it happened in real life. I had told y'all in a community post that my dreams have been pretty throwed. Now, a lot of the times I'm realizing that when I say that, it just means that God is giving me insight to warfare. A lot the enemy is trying to tell, something the enemy is trying to do. And I had told y'all on one live, I didn't understand why I was dreaming that I was with someone who was already deceased. And I was asking God, like, did somebody send the spirit of death? And that's not always questions or things that people wonder, okay? And it was confirmed by one of God's prophets on here. And I was like, see, I thought I was tripping because, maybe I'm just being dramatic. I'll be trying to chalk stuff off to that, right? Also, still in a place to where it can get to me sometimes, people who don't have my gifts or my calling, what they think about what I see and what I do and what I talk about, right? Like, you talk about it too much. Do I talk about it too much, or is that my calling? You know what I'm saying? So I want to talk to y'all about the release, and I do want to talk to y'all about the calling. Friday morning, I dreamt that we were going somewhere, and we was about to go through gates. And when I say we in the car, it was me, my mom, my daddy, and my sister. And this morning, when I was asking God about the dream, I was like, it looked like border patrol, like that type of gate that we was about to go through. And it was gate number 4. And he told me something about gate number 9, but I don't remember what he said. But because I've been in a state of dreams just crazy, like, I didn't really think too much about it. Until it manifested like the next day. So this morning when I was talking to God about it, I was like, okay, so you showing me a border. I'm like, that's like a territory. And he had already told me, when I woke up one morning, he had whispered Bree and then Nina. So I knew I needed to be like watching whatever that they was uploading, like it was for me. So that was confirmation, like just the border part. And this is the part that stood out to me the most. We were in like traffic, but it wasn't standstill. It was moving. But it was moving slow enough to where you could like get out, walk around, go do what you need to do. Like, it was moving, but it was kind of slow, but we was really close to the gate. Part of the dream, my dad is like, if you got to go to the bathroom, you know, and it wasn't an if. So this was very much so like realistic, but because it was so realistic, I did not understand like, oh, this is about to happen. So he was like, go to the bathroom, but make sure you back, because I'm telling y'all, like, the car was moving. It was lots of cars. Our car was moving towards this gate. It's a border, like we about to go into something, new territory. And like when we really do be road tripping, that's how my daddy taught. If you gotta go to the bathroom, go, like, and come on. It came out like that, but it wasn't like that. Like, it was one of those things where it was like a mixture. And while we're here, a very important breakthrough I had this year, because I am a daddy's girl. So one of the first things was, I still can't live my life for him though. Second thing being, you cannot view your relationship with God through the lens of your relationship with your human father. I don't know who needs that, but he reminded me of that this morning too. Your imperfect human father. No shade towards him, but God is not your daddy, okay? Your daddy is a man, God is God, all right? And so when you have that close relationship with your daddy, it will kind of affect how you think you and God's relationship is, okay? So anyways, he was like, y'all make sure y'all back at the car, because we was moving. We knew that, and we didn't want to miss the gate 4. So I get out, and I don't even know if Morgan gets out. I get out, and my mama gets out. My mama is using the bathroom, and I'm trying to use the bathroom as well. Now, I will also tell y'all, once I start going through like deliverance and all that, release and stuff, I am going to dream that I'm going to the bathroom. In the beginning, I used to only dream that I was going to the bathroom in my house, like in private, or it was in private. The more I'm on the internet, the more I actually accept the fact that, oh no, like, you really gave me a seat of influence. The more I dream that I am going to the bathroom in a public place. I'm having some type of release. So in this dream, I was very, very, very aware of that. It's not like in the other dreams I'm not aware that I'm in public, but this dream I was very aware, like I had to go to the bathroom in a public restroom. I say that because I noticed other people's pee, so their release, on the floor. I've had dreams like this before. I just haven't had one in a long time. So I remember, because this is how I am in real life, I'm squatting down in a dream, and you know how like the feeling like when you gotta go but you having a hard time for it to come out. And I always tell my mama that, like, I got a shy bladder. Like, I don't, like, in real life, going to the bathroom in public, if there's a lot of people in there, all that, my bladder be acting like it don't work no more. That's how it be acting. I was actually feeling this in a dream. And when I woke up, I did not have to pee. Okay? So just stick with me. He was really showing me something, and it happened the next day. So I'm squatting down because I don't even want to sit on the toilet. That's how I am in real life. The Holy Spirit is talking. But I could not get in position. Like, I couldn't actually get down low enough without squatting. But then, like, squatting wasn't enough. Like, I remember in the dream feeling the toilet hit my legs. And I was like, ew. Like, even in a dream, it was a lot of real Megan in a dream. I was like, oh my gosh. And so that was frustrating me because I felt like I was being exposed to germs and dirtiness, all this stuff hanging there with me, okay? And so my mama is in the other stall. And I want to stop here because it hit me so strongly this weekend how this really is not about me. In the beginning, my mama told me, like, my daddy won't tell me this stuff, but he tell her, and so she'll tell me that he admired how I was, like, really trying to be obedient and really walk in the calling on my life. I was like, why he won't tell me that? Like, I need him to tell me that, right? Not only that, but my mama admitted to me that she was scared. So over the course of this last 2 years, though, I have seen transformation in my own parents. So when he says you're breaking curses, things are going to be different. The bloodline is going to be different after you had the revelation. Like, it's not just the kids after you, the people after you. It goes back. And I see that actively. Even last night when I was praying, I was like, yo, my mama is a prophet. Like, and she's struggled with that. Like, she think it's just my daddy that has so much influence, that has such a way with people. And I've seen her come into more realization of what she has going on because I have been. And I say that humbly, but God told me that's what he was going to be doing. So last night I was like, and her gifts are like my kingdom spouses. Like, my mama she have like a strong knowing, like very, very strong knowing. She'll talk about mine, but she's the same way. Our sis Kia, because she has said that in the live. So that is something that's there. So my mama's going to the bathroom, meaning she's having her release. And I can't go. So not only that, I'm sitting there squatting, and then the door like won't stay closed. Like it keep flying open. So I'm getting really frustrated. Like I'm frustrated in the dream. I'm crying because I'm trying to have release, but I can't. And so this random lady, she tries to hold the door for me because at this moment, my mama is literally in the other stall. And so I'm getting worried, freaking out, panicking because my daddy had already said, like, be back. And I knew how close we was. Like, I saw it. Like, I knew I had time to go in there and do all that, but it was taking me so long to have the release. I was thinking, like, I'm going to miss it, and the car going to go through the gate, and I'm not going to be in the car, right? And so I was getting really, really frustrated. My mom comes out, and she tries to hold the door for me, but I still could not go. I was too frustrated and upset and panicked and worried, which is much like how it's been here lately. So I actually need my mama to come in the stall, like in the stall. And this stall has a sink in it. Like, this is a very realistic dream. And ever since I was little, that has been our thing. That's what she told us. You know, like, if you can't pee, you're having a hard time peeing, you know, your bladder acting up, whatever, just turn on the water. So, like, when you hear the flow, help me, Holy Spirit, when you hear the flow, it helps you, right? Like, when you hear water flowing, it helps you go to the bathroom. Okay? I really hope y'all picking up on what I'm saying. So my mama actually comes in the stall, and now the lady is holding the door because the door wouldn't close. And she turns on the water for me. And I feel it trying to come. Like, I feel myself. I know I have to pee. Like, I know I do, right? Straight. And I wake up. And I was hoping and praying in a dream that I had the release before it was too late, because I didn't want to get back in a car knowing that I felt that. Like, this is how I be in real life, but it was spiritual. I didn't want to get back in the car knowing that I knew I had to go, but I was struggling to go, right? And I wanted to release it before we went to the gate, because I'm telling y'all, we're about to go through the gate. It wasn't just my family in a car. It was a ton of cars, like literally like a border. Like, we about to go in. And that's when I woke up. So I texted the dream to my mama, and she was like, wow, that's a lot. And I just want to stop right now and thank God for her, because a lot of times it do feel like I don't have a friend in the world. In the beginning, I couldn't tell her everything, and that has taken time. But she is who I can talk to, her and Morgan. In the beginning, I couldn't even talk to Morgan all the time, because everybody been on their own healing journey. And sometimes God remove you from people. Even now, like, I be looking at old videos, and I was talking to y'all about my grandma all the time, and I told y'all, like, she gave me a lot of insight that I don't have, and that has truly been breaking my heart, because something happened the other day, and I wanted to call her and be like, hey, what this mean? And I knew I couldn't, because God is doing something with her so that the enemy can't move through her. You get what I'm saying? So I texted my mama. She was like, that's a lot. I ain't think too much of it after that. Saturday, which is yesterday, she wanted to spend time with me. And her and Morgan, they have been very like, we know this ain't easy for you. It's not. Like, I really feel like we're going to come out of that. But, because God gave Morgan a dream, and she told me what it was this morning. But my mama just wanted to spend time with me. So we went to brunch. And that's why I told y'all, like, I had therapy. Remember, I told y'all my mom was like, I think I'm supposed to help people with marriage. And I was like, no, duh. Like, y'all remember that? So that was months and months ago. So she was talking to me. We had brunch, and I'm like, I'm in tears. Like, you know how, like, they don't actually fall, but, like, your eyes be watering. That was me the whole brunch. And I was I had a chance to get a lot off my chest. And because the spirit be on my mama, that was the flow that I needed to have the release. And it wasn't until I came in the house yesterday, and I was like, that's what that dream was? Remember, I told y'all in the dream I need my mom to come in the stall with me, and she turned on the water so that I could go, and I woke up before I actually went. That's what happened yesterday. And in that moment, and I had to break through, and it put me back in my right mind, in the right heart posture, okay, regarding marriage and everything. All right, so I want to share that it may not be your mom. It may be a prophetic voice on YouTube, maybe your sister, your auntie, whoever, might just be the Holy Spirit. But either way, it's the Holy Spirit moving through a human when it is somebody. But that's why I had told y'all that yesterday, like, because I wasn't planning on getting on the video and y'all actually seeing another release. But sometimes you have to see that so that you can have your own, right? So here's the last thing, because I know this is probably really, really long. This is why I was so emotional at church today. So I was telling y'all, like, I was like, if somebody send the spirit of death on me or something, like, I don't understand. Even knowing everything that I've been dreaming. And I've just been feeling like that. So I told you that I'll internalize the warfare. I know different signs and stuff. I know different cries. And that's kind of how I've been. Like, somebody trying to hurt me. And I told you I couldn't see. Like, I didn't know what was going on. So, yeah, and still, in all of this, God be speaking. So during Christmas, we were talking about, like, who our favorite Marvel characters are. And I was telling them, like, I don't know, it's kind of a toss-up for me right now. And they were asking me, like, who? And I was like, but I would think, in the moment, I would say, like, Captain America. In the moment, I would say Captain America. And all my daddy said was, it's because he a leader. We ain't say nothing after that. And y'all know I call him my prophetic Paul. Both my parents, heavily gifted. Both of them. Not perfect. None of us are heavily gifted. And I was like, because he's a leader. And so God has been kind of talking to me about this. The last time I was binging Hawaii 5-0, I was going through it. I definitely was. And so I've been binging it again out of nowhere. And the episode the other night called Steve McGarrett. Y'all know I love Steve. I didn't told y'all that. He called him Captain America. I was already picking up on this. I had already recorded a word for y'all and didn't upload it. And I was telling y'all about this Captain America thing. So I knew God was emphasizing it. Not only that, but God just been telling me, like, you really are like special ops for me. Special ops. And they go through crazy training. So in these moments where I'm like, why? Like, still in training. And not only that, he's highlighting recon. And recon is when you go in and you assess the enemy, like their strengths, all of that. They send special forces in to do recon. Like, you kind of scope it out. Everybody don't do that. Everybody doesn't have the same insight to warfare. And that's been something that's been hard for me, even when trying to explain it to even my spouse. Everybody don't see the same stuff. So a lot of times, I'm still actively learning how to carry this. So it may be mornings where I wake up and I'm just ready to swing on everybody. Period. Because I'm always being fought in the spirit realm. And then in the moments where I'm not actually being fought or in a battle in the spirit realm, I'm seeing in the spirit realm. So because I see, and I don't just see, Megan sees and she talks and she exposes. I'm a threat. And it sounds cute until you really actually going through all of it, right? So as I looked back over my life, that's why I reshared the other video to the community post. I was reminded of like a prophetic word insight that Dr. India gave me during coaching. She was like, a young age. I know. I was 3. The devil wanted you to hate God, like, and not be close to him because of what all you would do for God. But it goes beyond that. Like, he been trying to kill me. And I don't say that because it's fun or just for dramatics. My whole life, for as long as I can remember, the different car accidents, the different stuff with my health. I was in the ICU in 7th grade. Always being sick in 4th grade. Getting real sick in my 20s and nobody knew what was wrong with me. Fascination in relationships because I'm just so loving and love everybody and didn't love myself. so many things. And I know I'm not the only person who go through all this, but I'm telling my story. So I was reflecting on all that. And, like, I really don't die. Like, one of the reasons I like to watch Hawaii 5-0 is because every episode, they end some stuff. And Steve don't die. Like, I was watching it the other day, and he got shot, and he was just thugging. Like, and that's how I'm trying to be. It is. And I can't be hard on myself and act like I haven't gotten tougher and stronger. But it's like, yo, like, the attacks have not stopped. Like, I need a second. And he really training me to be like savage mode. And I know I have to be because of my husband and all the attacks on him, my kids, because of how God is going to use them, because he's already spoken to me over their lives. My family, because it's my family that was finna go in that gate. So my family entered new territory, and my parents have been picking up on it, and my brother. And that's why it's been such like a break-in. Thank you, Holy Spirit, because new oil is about to flow on all of us. I know that it is. All 5 of us. And I just get tired sometimes. I do, because I'm always fighting, and then I get mad at myself because I don't know how to stop that and, like, hey, like, disengage this shit with my man. But I don't be knowing how to stop. Like, I need a second. Like, I'm always fighting, defending, protecting. And so I'm learning how to, like, rest, because even with YouTube, that was another big lesson. Like, hey, yo, I really be feeling what they're going through, or you'll let me go through it, so that, because I'm going to speak about it, because I'm willing. And so being in that position, putting myself in that position, and I'd be like, time out, I don't want to carry theirs too. And that's when I'm being selfish as a leader. I ain't acting like Captain America, right? So, last thing, because you're not crazy, I just always act like I'm fine. I asked God that last night, like, did somebody send a hit? Like, for real? Because I know I'm not just picking up on that just because. When I woke up this morning, Morgan was like, you were in my dream. And I was like, I don't even want to know what it is. Because the last time she dreamt about me, it was the girl trying to scratch my face up. And she was like, she was crying in the dream. I was like, oh gosh. Because whenever that happened, you ain't just crying in your dream just because, okay? So she told me that I was trying to help her, like, avoid. She said she thought she was about to get a ticket, and I was trying to help her. And it's funny because y'all know all the dreams and stuff I've had about Jesus pulling me over, you know. No, ma'am. And so she said I was trailing her, like I was behind her, helping her. And then I had watched Shantia's video about grace. His grace is sufficient. Ooh, wrecked. Multiple reasons. Because that used to be me. That girl. That was me. And he ain't never let me die. He didn't. He ain't never let me die. I don't die. Period. And I never will. While Jesus lives. And so Morgan was like, you was helping me. And then your car got hit. Which is my life. And she was like, and I think it was an 18-wheeler. She's like, it might have just been a regular car, but it really hit your car. So she said she got out and was crying because she just knew, like, I was hurt. Guess what? She said she was, like, trying to run over there or whatever, and my mom and daddy came to her and was like, she's fine. She just sprained her ankle. And so she said in a dream, and I'm laughing because that's how it be feeling. Like, I was like, I knew somebody was trying to kill me. Like, the devil always trying to kill me. But I was like, nah, like, it just done went up a notch. Something ain't adding up. And she was so worried in a dream. And she was like, they said you sprained. Your ankle was just sprained. And she said she looking like, ain't no way she came out of that with just her ankle sprained. But when my car was totaled in that wreck, and when I was 15, that's what everybody kept telling me, like, you should have been dead. You should have died. You should be dead. Like, my car was totaled. Wasn't nothing wrong with me when I got in that car. And that's just my life. There is such a supernatural grace and protection, and like how she got out of that over my life. And I know it's nobody but God. So I know the devil be punching the air because he can't kill me. God told me that when he was attacking my health during the Job season. It was a bee that was like trying to get in here. You see what I'm saying? And killed. Okay, he got slammed up in the door. Oh no, he didn't, but whatever. God told me that in my Job season when all that stuff was going on in my health. He was like, he can't kill you. Now I'm looking at God like, I don't understand why he even got access to me. Like, what you mean? And he can't. He ain't never been able to kill me, and he ain't never gonna be able to kill me. So I'm trying to turn my warrior up and my resilience up and my be a good leader for my team, my squad, I'm trying to turn that up because I don't want y'all to take a hit and be down, and definitely not down long, right? Because we're human. So we're gonna keep this thing going. Lastly, before I took like this last little round of warfare, because it was like I ain't even fully got out of the other rounds. Hold on, right? Like my training be feeling so intense. So it's not even just like you're a part of the special ops team. You're leading the special ops team. But before Christmas, God told me he trusts me. And I still have a hard time believing that. I still have a hard time believing I'm worthy of my calling. And he told me he trusted me. And so I can ask him why as much as I want. And it don't change nothing. He chose me. He trusts me, which means I really got to stop beating myself up. And he's continuing to equip me for all. Like, in hot pursuit, on the run, all those things. And it stopped being like I was getting chased, and I did start busting back. And now it's learning, like, because that's what the enemy do. It's always sneak attacks. They don't never come at McGarrett. Like, come on. Anytime he get hit or something, it's because somebody did like a sucker punch or sneak attack. That's how the enemy move. But learning how to, I am lethal, but I got to learn how to like know when to use that force and who to use it on and stuff. That whole friendly foe thing, that was like real life. Like, but when I'm like fighting nonstop in my sleep and waking life, like I hate when I have rounds like that, because it's like, what am I supposed to do? It's one thing when you just dreaming it and nothing going on in the physical. It's different when you dreaming it and in the physical folks is attacking you. It's a little different. It's more intense. But I just want to encourage y'all that my gifting is a lot like my daddy's. And he even called him Special Ops Pops. That's what he's called my daddy. And I told y'all my daddy is highly decorated in the spiritual realm. Highly. So I hope this encourages you. Y'all really not alone. And more than anything, like how I lead by example is just my transparency. So y'all see me go through it. Y'all see how I gather myself. And we're going to keep going. So I love y'all. This is going to be a great year. And my pastor said it in the sermon. I still got strength from last year's battles for this year's. So shout out to y'all. See you in the next one.